Hey guys, welcome to a Let's Play here, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This is Dave, your host, David. This is on the VIA Partners in Crime 2. Welcome. This is actually my first, for the new channel here, this is actually my first RPG, so I figured, you know what, why not we start with something classic. And I know this game through and through. I do have mods on this game. It's not really well modded out, but I have actually started modding it for content. But we're not going to really cover the mods at all today. We're just going to do the base game of Vardenfell itself. We do have the DLC Tribunal and the DLC Blood Moon, so we'll do those. And once I finish the actual main quest line and all that, and the DLCs, we will head on over to check out the modded stuff I do have modded. And we'll go into those further in detail. Again, welcome. Thanks for joining. Without further ado, you're here for the actual video footage, and I'm at a limited time because I only plan on doing about 15 minutes per video. So, without further ado, let's hop on in so we can get started and whatnot. So yeah, I do have the I want to have the mic on the whole time in this. So just FYI, there will be the mic on. So you guys, because I mean there's not really a lot of talking from NPCs. It's a lot of, and I'll try to voice what I can as best I can for the reading. You're welcome to pause the video to read yourself, but I will try to read it myself for you guys. We try to make it look somewhat interesting. Without further ado, though, let's hop on in. And I do have the music turned off to help with the using content that is basically gonna mess with the game on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's hop on in because that's why we're here, and I have a limited time. So, I'm going to go ahead and enter the new game, and just FYI, I don't know if this is going to affect the game itself or not, so we will bear with me on this. So anyways, without further ado, let's hop on in. Waiting years of the third era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard, without explanation, to Morrowind, ignorant of the role he was to play in that nation's history.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
Alright, so without further ado, guys, I'm going to keep this symbol. I'm going to keep it just the VIA for the account itself. Yeah, the VIA.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go. Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
Alright, and for anybody, just you could press spacebar and get past all this. And WSD and all that stuff is the move around and all that. You use your mouse wheel to look. Or if you're playing on the Xbox version, which I highly don't suggest, because it's so glitched out due to Bethesda's engine, obviously. I highly suggest you play on the computer version. Anyways, without further ado, let's go. The game's never been graphically inducing unless you played the all the modded stuff in it. But even then, I mean, you gotta
Get
remember
yourself up on deck and let's keep
game was
this as
like from
civil as
like
possible.
this game was like from back in the day, like 1997 shit. You know, I mean, this was back when I was young.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Let me make sure something real quick. Make sure the let's get some view distance. Let's add some real-time shadows while at it. I could do it, so I'm not really all that worried. Yeah. I'll keep the difficulty the same. We'll have it normal. Fast. Yeah. Yeah. Always use the best attack. Why not? Subtitles can sometimes be useful. Yeah. So, boom. Return. Alright, let's keep going.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Alright, so. Now, the Dark Hills are always supposedly the most in-depth. Like, you can have a lot of shit to them. There's like a lot of shit to their stuff. But due to my playstyle, I like a lot of magic involved. So, and some people might say, "Well, choose the Breton," but Breton's not that great in this game. Believe it or not, you would think, because the later versions of Bretons are actually not really bad for magic choices. And in this game, unless you like playing as an Argonian or RPG, I just wouldn't suggest it. And Dark Elf is the normal. Imperials, it's up to you in all honesty if you want to play as an Imperial, but you could technically do without. Nords are kind of like orcs, they're just mainly meant for fighting, and they're not really skilled at a whole lot else, you know. It just depends on your playstyle, I guess, but I'm not really a big Nord guy or Orc guy in this game. And Rhaegar's about the same thing. Wood Elf, I guess, would be more of a stealthy kind of playstyle. But in this game, we are going to actually go with the High Elf. Yeah, High Elves kind of don't have really a whole lot of options, and technically, they are weak to almost everything. But with the High Elf, believe it or not, with the High Elf, you can actually become very powerful. And yes, you do have weakness to magical shit and all that, but you can buff all that with like enchanting your shit and building your skills and all that. So I mean, it's a catch-22. Alright? So I am going to choose that face. I don't really much like the ones up hair, that hair. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that, I guess. Why not? It's the only real looking hair you can really get. Alright. So, we're gonna go ahead and go like that.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Alright. Let's get on in here.
Head on in.
There we go. Yeah, that's right, I didn't say it right down there. Alright, let's finish this out.
Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Alright. Now, you could always, just have a little bit of fun with it, answer his questions. Or you can you can pick from a list, which is interesting also. You get a variety of lists. And it's always fun to consider those. But if you really want to level out your character, you want to fill out the forms yourself. We're probably gonna go magic. obviously. I'm gonna go put not strength. Put intelligence first, willpower second. And you're going to put destruction. Believe it or not, destruction's not bad actually. Put destruction and restoration on top. Well, with maybe a little bit of alteration, illusion, and mysticism, I guess. Well, I might do actually conjuration. You don't really get a whole lot, so you're not really gonna be conjuring all the fucking time to begin with. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna do conjuration over here. Make sure I got everything I mainly get, right? So, we're gonna want a little bit of enchantment and a little bit of alchemy, right? And then we're gonna want something that makes sense, because my whole game style, my whole play style is battle mage, right? So we're gonna want a little bit of something. I'll go with medium armor, and we'll go with the short blade. That way, I at least have something. And we're gonna name this. And wait for this. You don't really have to click here. You just have to just minus. So it's almost 15 minutes. I gotta hurry up here. We're gonna name it, because there's already a battle mage class. Let's name him. Let's keep it original. Battle wizard. You know, fuck it. You know, instead of battle mage, battle wizard, or battle sorcerer. Sword. Well, fuck it. You know. Let's just say battle wizard. Okay, battle wizard. Boom, right? And you don't really need a class description. You know, fuck it. Let's just say magically badass. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Boom. Alright.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Now, if anything, I would highly suggest The Apprentice. Don't get the astronaut, because that would stunt your magic, which means you can't get magic. The only way you can get magic is through potions and shit like that. So, the best way to do it is The Apprentice, which makes you even more weaker to magic, but like I said, you can eventually buff all that shit out, right? So we're gonna go ahead here, and not really a whole lot else to really get, in all honesty. The mage is another thing of interest, but as a high elf, you just want to maximize your magic potential.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Now, we're going to go ahead and make sure this information is correct here. The name, the account name, the first part of the account name, Davia, as Davia Partners in Crime. Our race, High Elf. Class, Battle Wizard. Magically badass. Right? And our sign, The Apprentice. And so, obviously, you're not really going to start off with a lot of health, in all honesty, so that's just normal. Magic, we're going to always start with a shit ton of magic, because we chose really high magic shit. And fatigue is going to be about normal. Our intelligence is going to be pretty high, willpower is pretty high, and the rest is just going to be pretty low. You got all this healer, so yeah. Alright, I think we're technically good to go. Let's go ahead and end this here. And we got a bunch of spells to look at here. Alright.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
So we're gonna go ahead and end this here. Right? We're gonna go ahead and end this here. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to get that like, subscribe. It always
Take
helps
your
us get
papers
over.
off the table and go see Captain Gravius.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to get that like, subscribe. It helps us continue to produce content.
Take your papers
quality of
off
content
the
over
table
time.
and go see Captain Gravius.
Okay, I wish you would shut up. Anyways. Thanks again, guys. Continue to watch. We're going to do another video here in a minute.
Take
So,
your
peace.
papers off the table and go see Captain Gravius.